Hi, hello, salutations everyone from the amazing YouTube enthusiast. This is what Brian thinks adventure speaking to each as well as every one of you. I hope each as well as every one of you amazing famous YouTube enthusiasts had a very wonderful Victoria Day May long weekend. And also very excited, very eager, very pleased to provide you all a very wonderful, amazing, famous YouTube enthusiasts, various elevator enthusiasts, Canadian public transit system marathoner enthusiasts, public transit system marathoners, Canadian public transit system train rail fanners, train rail fans, Disney enthusiasts, famous LY Karens, YouTube enthusiasts, as well as brass tactics enthusiasts and other YouTube enthusiasts out there, nature, horticulture enthusiasts, animal science enthusiasts, and other YouTube enthusiasts out there. I am so very excited, very pleased to provide you all very wonderful, very amazing YouTube enthusiasts, aside from famous YouTube enthusiasts out there, with a very wonderful, very special live end of May 2026 updates to tell you all the very wonderful positive things, what has been going on over this month, this May of this year as well, to bring this May this year 2026 to a very wonderful close. Would you like to hear all the very wonderful, exciting news, everyone, for this live end of May 2026 update? You would? Excellent. Well, let's get started, folks. A couple weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, I turned 33 years old on Tuesday, May 12th, 2 weeks ago. In fact, my friends and I, Evan, Emma, Evan J, Jessica, Elise, Henry, Melody, Blake and I, all of us had a very wonderful birthday party get together at Bonnie Doon Bowling Lanes 2 weeks ago on Mother's Day, Sunday, May 10th. Also, I got so many amazing gifts for my birthday. In fact, 2 weeks ago, we got to see the new movie, The Sheep Detectives, at Edmonton City Centre at Landmark Theatres 9. It was absolutely amazing. In fact, I got a Bonnie Doon Bowling Lanes gift certificate. Also got a Starbucks gift card, a McDonald's gift card, and so much stuff too, and Cineplex gift cards from one of my friends for my birthday. And also, I would like to show you something very amazing my mom and my stepdad gave me for my birthday this year as well. I am very excited, very pleased to present you all, everyone. I have a special Columbia 300 right glove, wrist glove, that will come very handy for 10-pin bowling nowadays too. In fact, it is very handy. It's also designed strictly for 10-pin bowling, so this way my right hand doesn't get sore or cramped when I do 10-pin bowling for extra bowling practices, whether if it's during Special Olympics 10-pin bowling season at Gateway Entertainment Center, Gateway Bowling Lanes, or also outside AS1 All-Stars 1 Special Olympics 5-pin bowling at Bonnie Doon Bowling Lanes, as well as outside Special Olympics 10-pin bowling at Gateway Entertainment Center, Gateway Bowling Lanes as well. In fact, I just want to say my birthday was an absolute amazing occasion this year. And my friends and I, we had a very wonderful time. We did bowling at Bonnie Doon Bowling Lanes. We had pizza, chips, and we also had my amazing birthday cake with the Toronto Blue Jays theme this year too. It was absolutely amazing. It was very tasty, very good. In fact, 2 weeks ago on the second Monday of May, just before my birthday drew near, I also went to the banquet for a couple cheap day 2 hours of bowling as well. So the first hour bowling and then a second hour, so I stayed for 2 amazing hours of bowling. So it turned out to be a very wonderful, great day, folks. And for those of you who would like to know, I had an amazing time. And also on my actual birthday, after we saw the movie The Sheep Detectives at Landmark Theatres 9 at Edmonton City Centre, we also had my amazing 33rd birthday lunch at the Old Spaghetti Factory in the downtown area as well. It was absolutely amazing. In fact, my birthday was a very wonderful day. It turned out to be an exciting day, and I also got a new candle for my birthday with espresso smell and the scent. It is very well off the charts. In fact, it was a great way to make my birthday extra special this year. In fact, for those of you who would like to know, my amazing Pro wrist glove Columbia 300 comes in handy for 10-pin bowling as well. So I'm very excited, very eager for that as well. In fact, my YouTube channel has been going above and beyond And my YouTube subscribers has now surpassed 7,020, has now going towards 7,030 YouTube subscribers, and also going towards 7,100 very soon down the road. So very excited, very pleased for that as well. And I hope each as well as every one of you had a very wonderful, safe Victoria Day May long weekend this year. And I also am very excited, very pleased to tell you, my friends and I, we had a very wonderful birthday celebration for my birthday this year in May. In fact, I'm also very excited, very pleased to tell you lots of positive news as well. So, for those of you who would like to know, I have had made the very right decision to postpone my Calgary Stampede trip for Calgary Stampede that I had originally rescheduled from last summer of 2025 of last year to July of this year, 2026. I had decided to hold off one more year attending Calgary Stampede this July this year and move it to the following next July of next summer of next year, 2027, as well as the following next July after Summer July 2028 as well. So I'm not exactly sure about what day I plan to go for a day for Calgary Stampede the following July next summer of next July yet. So I don't have a possibility there on that yet. But I have started to let my friends from Calgary know about my decision on holding off my Calgary Stampede trip, visiting friends for Calgary Stampede until July of next summer, July 2027, as well as the following summer, July 2028, and summer, July 2029, aside from July 2030 as well. So I do not have a timeline for that yet. However, I have started to let my friends from Calgary know. I may plan to come down and see my friends in Calgary for 2 days later on this summer, either sometime on the second week of early August, or third week of mid-August, or the last week of August later this summer, or a week or 2 weeks after Labor Day, September long weekend in the fall of September. I don't have a timeline there yet, or during the fall and then middle of October, a week after Thanksgiving Day long weekend. I do not have a possibility or a timeline, or I am not exactly 100% sure about the dates. Not very sure about the dates when I plan to go down to visit my friends in Calgary for 2 days yet. I do not have a timeline there yet, but there are lots of possibilities as well. But I just want to say, this May this year was absolutely amazing. And for those of you who'd like to know, I had a very wonderful, amazing 8 months of the amazing 2025-2026 Special Olympics 10-pin bowling season, and made a very wonderful, spectacular 120 on my average on my amazing medal at the end of our last day of Special Olympics 10-pin bowling at Gateway Entertainment Center, Gateway Bowling Lanes. It was a very wonderful year for Harry, Max, Delio, and I, the four of us. We performed very well this year. In fact, I am also very excited, very eager, very pleased to let you know I am looking forward on making a very wonderful, exciting, very wonderful, amazing return for my amazing fifth season in my participation in both AS1 All-Stars 1 Special Olympics 5-pin bowling at Bonnie Doon Bowling Lanes again, as well as Special Olympics 10-pin bowling at Gateway Entertainment Center, Gateway Bowling Lanes on the south side again. And for the 2026-2027 Special Olympics bowling season, including the Special Olympics 5-pin bowling provincials next winter, next January, next year in January 2027, in 9 months or in 8.5 months from now. I'm not 100% sure when we get the dates yet, but as soon as we get the information, I will definitely make sure I get a time off request form from my work later on at the end of next fall, at the end of October 2026 as well. That will come later on as well. But I am very excited, very pleased to tell you, everybody, I am so very excited to wear my Pro Wrist Glove Columbia 300 when I go for 10-pin bowling at Gateway Entertainment Center, Gateway Bowling Lanes, the Banquet in Ice District. Besides, that's bowling at West Edmonton Mall in between my work schedule, at Loblaw City Market in Ice District, as well as Special Olympics 10-pin bowling at Gateway Entertainment Center, Gateway Bowling Lanes, and AS1 All-Stars 1 Special Olympics 5-pin bowling schedule, but also Splitsville Bowl in Christie's Corner near St. Albert as well. So very excited, very pleased to tell you, everybody, I have some very exciting news of all. I am so very excited, very pleased to let you know I have made the very right decision that I had temporarily have decided to hold off my Calgary Stampede trip on visiting friends for Calgary Stampede from this July of this summer to the following July of next summer. The reason why I'm not going down to Calgary for Stampede this July until next July of next summer, you may ask. I have decided to hold off and get things saved up because, one, I have been selected for the Special Olympics 5-pin bowling provincials for January next winter in January 2027 of next year, during my 4th month of my amazing 5th season in my participation in both AS1 All-Stars 1 Special Olympics 5-pin bowling at Bonnie Doon Bowling Lanes, along with Special Olympics 10-pin bowling at Gateway Entertainment Center, Gateway Bowling Lanes as well. In fact, and also, I have decided to hold off until the following July of next summer of July 2027, as well as the following summer after of July 2028 and July 2029, so July 2030 and who knows, July 2031. So, but that comes later on. Most of all, everybody, I am very excited, very pleased to let each as well as every one of you know this May this year has been a very wonderful, amazing month, and my mom left her Mother's Day treat of her Mother's Day card, and I also got her a little something from Boston Pizza, something for her to use sometime, and also a Reese's Nougat as well. So my mom really loved her Mother's Day gift that I made a special contribute, you might say. In fact, for those of you who would like to know, one of the servers and the banquet, and as well as the security of the banquet, Canadian Ice House and Ice District outside my store, Loblaw City Market, know me as well. Since I always go to the banquet once in a while for Cheap Bowling Monday, as long as it's a non-game day too, so still have to respect that. But on the very exciting positive note, folks, my amazing Pro Wrist Glove, Columbia 300 glove, is absolutely going to come in handy for 10-pin bowling as well. So I am very excited, very eager to use it with my 10-pin bowling ball. So when I'm not using it for 10-pin bowling, this Pro Wrist Glove will always stay in the plastic so it doesn't get wrecked or damaged. So that way it'll be in excellent condition as well. Most of all, everybody, I am so very excited, very eager to say it was a very wonderful, amazing 8 months of Special Olympics 10-pin bowling at Gateway Entertainment Center, Gateway Bowling Lanes on the south side this year throughout the 2025-2026 Special Olympics 10-pin bowling season. In fact, I am so very excited, very eager to say we are looking forward on getting the registrations for next year's 2026-2027 Special Olympics bowling season for both AS1 All-Stars 1 Special Olympics 5-pin bowling season at Bonnie Doon Bowling Lanes, as well as Special Olympics 10-pin bowling season at Gateway Entertainment Center, Gateway Bowling Lanes as well. So we will be getting the registrations when they come up this summer, this July, in a month from this June, when we get the registrations come this summer in July as well. Most of all, everybody, I am very excited to say, as we close off this May of this year, I am so very excited, very eager to tell each as well as every one of you, I will be providing a live June 2026 update, which will be on a separate live YouTube video as well. And also, very excited, very eager to say, I am so very excited, very pleased to tell you, I am looking forward to getting things well back on track between my work schedule, between the last week of this May of 2026 and over the summer months of June, July, and August, as well as beginning of next fall, next September 2026, before as well as after I begin my amazing 5th season in my participation in both AS1 All-Stars 1 Special Olympics 5-pin bowling at Bonnie Doon Bowling Lanes and Special Olympics 10-pin bowling at Gateway Entertainment Center, Gateway Bowling Lanes on the south side next fall, next October 2026 after the summer holiday months. And also Special Olympics 5-pin bowling provincials next January, next winter of next year, later on during my 4th month of my 5th season in Special Olympics bowling in January 2027, next winter as well. So there is a lot of excitement up in the air as well, folks. In fact, for those of you who would like to know the future of my amazing 5th season for next year's Special Olympics bowling season after summer holidays, after the end of next month of June, and after the summer holiday months, after the summer months of this July and August, and beginning next fall, next October 2026 will be an excellent game changer as well. For those of you who would like to know, After the last week of May and after the next couple of weeks, it's the spring, and the next 3 months of this summer, after June, July, and August, after summer holiday months of this summer, after this July and August, next fall and next September 2026 will be my amazing 4-year anniversary of working at Loblaw City Market in Ice District in the fall in September 2026 as well. So I am so very lucky and very fortunate to have my amazing job at Loblaw City Market, working in grocery, doing facing, stocking shelves, customer service, pallet, and very fortunate to have this job too, because I work very hard there. My supervisors appreciate my hard work, and also very excited, very pleased to say, on a very positive note, I am so very lucky, very fortunate. I still make YouTube videos, amazing escalator content, elevator content, amazing Canadian public transit system marathon content of ETS Edmonton Transit Service content, Strathcona County content, St. Albert Transit content, Calgary Transit content whenever visiting my friends in Calgary, whether if it's for a day for Stampede or coming for a couple days visiting my friends out of town, and also visiting my friends and family in Hamilton, the Greater Toronto Hamilton areas on visits during the day, using our familiar bus routes on our HSR Hamilton Street Railway buses, up and down the south side, east-west Hamilton Mountain Escarpment areas, as well as the Aldershot Station, our Go Bus and Go Train, our HSR buses. So I'm very fortunate to use my amazing Presto Smart Fare card during the day on visits in Hamilton, Ontario from Edmonton, Alberta, using our familiar bus routes on the bus on the HSR buses in Hamilton with my Presto card, our Go Bus and Go trains on Go Transit in Hamilton, Waterdown, the Greater Toronto Hamilton areas, and along our Go Bus and Go trains on Lakeshore West and Go Transit, especially our subways and streetcars in the downtown area on the TTC. And I still love visiting Ossington Station on our Bloor Danforth line, where my Auntie Paula, my mom, my grandmother, and I were the 4 of us used to go to before, as well as after my mom and I moved here a long time ago. It's a very wonderful and very rewarding opportunity, and I always love making a quick westbound, eastbound subway trip adventure at Dufferin Station during the day, and I'm always very careful. I'm always listening, watching for other people, paying attention to my surroundings, and always keeping in touch with our family, my friends, our friends as well, our old mutual friends, and always keeping in touch and keeping everybody very well in the loop as well. And also, what's very wonderful and very fortunate is that I still have my amazing Presto Smart Fare card to use on my bus trips, on our familiar bus routes, on our HSR Hamilton Street Railway buses, up and down the south side, east-west Hamilton Mountain Escarpment areas during the day on visits in Hamilton, Ontario, as well as Limeridge Mall, Mohawk College, St. Lawrence Park, our Hamilton Go Centre, Jackson Square, Aldershot Station in Waterdown and Burlington, our Go trains, Aldershot Station through Burlington, Appleby, Bronte Station, Oakville Station in Oakville, as well as through Clarkson Station, Port Credit Station, Long Branch Station, Mimico Station, Exhibition Station, Union Station in the downtown area in Toronto during the day as always, especially on the subway, where I tap my Presto card through the Presto paddle style fare gates and get my amazing transfer from the red transfer machine, and get on the trains too. And the T1 subways on the Bloor Danforth line and the Toronto Rocket subways are a lot of fun, and I'm always very smart and very careful, watching for other people, stay against the wall, stay behind the yellow line, and always stay in the middle of the platform behind the yellow line against the wall. Same rules as my Auntie Paula, my mom has told me before, since the time I was a lot younger and since the time I was a preteen, before as well as after moving on to taking public transit, before and after going off to LY Cairns a long time ago as well. And also, what's very wonderful and very fortunate is that I have my amazing ARC card for ETS Edmonton Transit Service for the buses, the LRT trains on the Capital, Metro Line, and the Valley Line, and also the other public transit systems along ETS with St. Albert Transit, Leduc Transit, Beaumont Transit, Spruce Grove Transit, and Strathcona County with St. Albert Transit too. Most of all, everybody, I would very well like to say June is also Pride Month as well. I will be on a separate live YouTube video as well. I'm also very excited, very pleased to say, everybody, my birthday was a very wonderful, special day this year, this May. It was a lot of fun. I had a great time. My friends and I, we had a very wonderful time a couple of weeks ago as well. And before I go, ladies and gentlemen, I would very respectfully would like to say this live end of May 2026 update is also going to be on a premiere at the beginning of the final week of this May 2026 next week as well. So, and before I go, I will definitely provide a live June 2026 update, which will be on a separate live YouTube video as well. So please stay tuned for that as well, everyone. And what never changes too, during the day and whenever taking the subway in the downtown area in Toronto during the day on visits, I still have Bloor Yonge Station, Wellesley, College, TMU, Queen, King Station on our Yonge line. And between Bloor Yonge Station, Bay Station, Dufferin Station, I have Ossington Station, Christie Station, Bathurst Station, Spadina Station, and St. George Station on our Bloor trains. Our Yonge University Spadina line between St. George Station and Union Station with Museum Station, Queen's Park Station, St. Patrick's Station, Osgoode, and St. Andrew Station along Union Station on our Yonge University line too. And still have our familiar streetcar routes where my Auntie Paula and I used to go to before when I was very young, where we used to go to before when I was a boy. 510 Spadina at Spadina Station, 511 Bathurst for Bathurst Station, and also 506 on Queen's Park at Queen's Park Station on College Street, I very well remember. And also do have 505 Dundas for the streetcar for Eaton Centre as an alternative way, as well as 501 Queen for Eaton Centre. So that's lots of alternatives, you might say, too. And also do, my Presto card is very handy for the public transit systems I use now on the HSR Hamilton Street Railway buses, both Hamilton, Waterdown, Go Transit, the TTC, Oakville Transit, as well as the other public transit systems in the Greater Toronto Hamilton areas during the day on visits in Hamilton, Ontario from Edmonton, Alberta, including our card here at home in Edmonton on ETS Edmonton Transit Service, Strathcona County, Spruce Grove Transit, St. Albert Transit, aside from Leduc, but also Beaumont Transit and Spruce Grove Transit. Most of all, everybody, I do want to say I am looking forward to getting things back on track between this final week, this May of this year, and over the next 3 months of this summer of June, July, and August, and beginning next fall, next September, after the summer months of July and August as well. Before I go, ladies and gents, what's very wonderful and very positive with this amazing 10-pin bowling glove, this is also very specialized, so it'll be easier for my right hand when I use my 10-pin bowling ball. So when using 10-pin bowling ball and using this glove, ladies and gents, make sure you put it back in the case so it doesn't get wrecked or destroyed. So make sure it's in excellent condition. And make sure it's in one piece as well. Most of all, everybody, it's hard to believe that it's getting close to June and students, teachers of Edmonton Public Schools, and friends of my old former teachers and LOI Cairns are wrapping up their teaching, and students are leaving LOI Cairns, and students are leaving their Edmonton Public Schools for summer holidays in a few weeks on the last day of school, Tuesday, June 23rd. It's hard to believe students and teachers are wrapping up the next few weeks of their school year, and pretty soon, June next month, the following week, will only be 3 weeks of school, because after that, no school until the fall for the 2026-2027 school year begins for the Edmonton Public School students, as well as the teachers. But just so you know, like, students, teachers, principals are people, and they have lives just like all of us have, you know. And even co-workers, employees have lives too, like every one of us. And that's very positive. And what's very wonderful, what's very rewarding is that I'm looking forward, I'm getting things well on track between now and over the next 3 months of June, July, and August of this summer, as well as before and after next fall of September 2026 as well. Folks, I would like to say this May was a very wonderful, amazing year, and I'm very excited to provide a live June 2026 update, which will be on a separate live YouTube video as well. I hope each, as well as every one of you amazing YouTube enthusiasts, will stay tuned for that as well. I'm looking forward to telling you all the very wonderful, positive news, what's going to be in store for this June and also over the summer months of July and August, and what's going to be in store after the summer of July and August when we go into the next fall of September 2026 as well. And we're also very excited to go attend the Comic Con Expo at Edmonton Expo Center again after the summer, 2 weeks after Labor Day, September long weekend next fall in September 2026 as well. So I'm very eager, very excited to go attend the Comic Con at Edmonton Expo Center again next October 2026, before I begin my amazing 5th year fifth season in the 2026-2027 season in the Special Olympics 5-pin bowling, AS1 All-Stars 1 Special Olympics 5-pin bowling at Bonnie Doon Bowling Lanes, and including the Special Olympics 10-pin bowling at Gateway Entertainment Center Gateway Bowling Lanes for the 2026-2027 Special Olympics bowling season, including the Special Olympics 5-pin bowling provincials next winter, next January 2027, will be very positive too. So I'm looking forward to that as well. Most of all, everybody, I am looking forward to a very wonderful summer, and I hope to find a nice girlfriend who loves attending raves, Soundwave, and who has a job, who has employment, who loves doing things like attending rave parties, who loves doing things in between their work schedule, as well as my work schedule and my school post-secondary education college schedule as well. In fact, I'm also planning on looking for courses where I'm interested in taking at NAIT, MacEwan, Northwest, and Concordia, where I'm interested in taking in the 2026-2027 semester, as well as the 2027-2028 semester, as well as the 2028-29 semester, 2029-2030 semester as well. So I do not have a timeline for that yet, but I'm also going to be letting my friends from Calgary know when I plan to come down for a couple days, maybe later on this summer, the second week, third week, or last week of August of this summer, I don't know yet, or during the middle of September, early fall, I don't know, or sometime in the middle of October after Thanksgiving Day long weekend. There's a possibility there. As mentioned before, I do not know about the dates yet, but once I have everything sorted out with my work schedule and have things well straightened out, and while I get things sorted out, things will be in a much better position. Most of all, everybody, I would like to say, on a very excellent note, we would love to thank each as well as every one of you amazing, fantastic, famous YouTube enthusiasts for listening to the special live end of May 2026 update. I hope each as well as every one of you will please stay tuned for live June 2026 update. And for those of you who would like to know, I am looking forward to an amazing, very wonderful Canada Day again this July, on Wednesday, July 1st of next month of this summer too, after students and teachers of Edmonton Public Schools and Catholic schools, as well as friends of my old former teachers from my old junior high, senior high school of LY Karens. Looks forward to an amazing summer after the last 3 weeks of their school year is done too. Most of all, everybody, I'm so very excited, very eager to say this May was absolutely amazing. And folks, it has been my very wonderful, tremendous honor and privilege bringing this special live end of May 2026 update to a positive start to a finish. And what's very positive on this closing too, folks, I'm so very lucky, very fortunate to have my amazing work at Loblaw City Market in Ice District. I'm looking forward to going on my amazing 4-year anniversary in September 2026, and also very fortunate to do extra bowling practices in between my work schedule, as well as my post-secondary education college schedule, school schedule, and my Special Olympics bowling schedule. If it hadn't been for my mom, none of this would have been possible, you see, but I'm looking forward to getting things well back on track between the last week of this May and over the next 3 months of this summer of June, July, and August, and over the next fall of September 2026, after the summer holiday months of July and August, as well as before and after I begin my amazing fifth season, and my participation in both AS1 All-Stars 1 Special Olympics 5-pin bowling at Bonnie Doon Bowling Lanes, as well as Special Olympics 10-pin bowling at Gateway Entertainment Center Gateway Bowling Lanes for the 2026-2027 Special Olympics bowling season, including the Special Olympics 5-pin bowling provincials next January, next winter 2027 as well. Thank you again for this special live end of May 2026 update, folks. See you soon on the next YouTube video. This is What Brian Thinks Adventures. Please stay tuned for live June 2026 update. We will see you all later, folks. Thank you for this special live end of May 2026 update. See you soon, everyone.